What's up guys, welcome back to another monster video. So in today's video I wanted to make this video to cover up something that you guys probably have missed out on. So in case you guys didn't know, Monster just went ahead and removed the Rank Up Survival Dungeon completely. But today I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys my thoughts, my opinions on what I think about that. And on top of that, we have a Monster Week. I'm gonna go ahead and review that in today's video as well. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, it's going to get started. Alright, so in case you guys weren't aware, the new update that they just dropped like 2 days ago, where basically they changed the PvP entirely for other players, there's actually a beta version out where a selected number of players are able to have their hands on for the new, the new tournament PvP. Basically, they changed it up completely and they have access to that. That's why you don't see, for example, some of the top players that you usually see in the top PvP, because they have access to that version of PvP and we don't yet. But anyways, what that also means is that they recently also removed the Rank Up Survival Dungeon. So if you guys actually take a look at it, I'm actually going to start from seasonal dungeons. So we're going to go with seasonal dungeons. As you guys can see, nothing. You just have your seasonal dungeons and that's about it, where you get the chests. Resource dungeon, right? So there's 100,000 gold, there's your gems, and then they also recently decided to release XP dungeon. This is actually my first time seeing it, and I'm like, what the heck? Why would they even do this? I never thought they would actually release XP. That's quite interesting. Like, especially at 25,000, it's super easy to obtain. Monster dungeon, you know, there's an easy one, obviously, epic egg, and then there's 1,000 maze coins as well. Anyways, so that's just for the seasonal and the resource dungeons. Let's take a look at the ancestors. So the ancestors dungeons, where you basically complete like a little bit of Era Saga of them, right? As you can see, it's not really an Era Saga, let me not say that, but basically you just go ahead and complete it. You get the avatars, and then eventually they give you like a guaranteed ancestral relic. So it's kind of cool, right? And they decided to keep this, as you can see. So that's just the first three. Now if we move on to the last three, Caverns of Session, they kept this. As you can see, there is still obviously the 5 cells for this new monster. Then there is the Just and Justice and much more. So these stay in the game. The only thing that they went ahead and take out, you know, the ones that they took out were the most important ones. I feel like you guys know, usually, you know, there'd be a section where you can actually complete the Rank Up Survival Dungeon, and you could use like multiversal era monsters or any of the previous ones, and you could basically complete those and get yourself a lot of resources. Like, I mean, a lot of them, you know what I mean? There's like lots of glitch Ryans. There were you know, at the same time, it wasn't really an insane amount. It was a good amount, let's just say. Okay, it's just like the more of the older ones you do, the more they actually give you. For example, like the original Mythic era, that I believe they used to give you over 100 of them and the resources, and then so on and so forth, right? But unfortunately, that is no longer in the game. As you can see, they took it out, and I thought it was actually a bug. So it's been out since they've just released it's been out since the update. So with the new season that they dropped, they went ahead and took it out, and I don't think they'll actually bring it back. If they do, I'll go ahead and update you guys on that, but I don't think they actually release it. So my opinion on it, honestly, to be honest with you guys, I personally didn't use it as much because it's very time consuming. The dungeons, with the multiversal, I barely had any multiversal monsters. First of all, as you can see, I only have Swift Daga, there's also Wave Blaze, and those are the only two monsters I really have, so I couldn't really participate in that one. But the previous ones I did play here and there, not so often, but I can see that it can definitely trigger and upset some players, especially free-to-play players that play the game actively, and that's their only source of income, of like resources, basically, to rank up their mythic monsters. So I can see why that can actually you know, upset a lot of players, especially free-to-play players, let's say. So unfortunately, they take it out, and if you guys want to, you can go ahead and send a ticket to SP in a game and ask them whether or not they'll actually bring it back. I was actually thinking about doing that. I could do it, but yeah, just go to in-game settings, go to support, and ask them, send them a message, be like, what happened to the you know, Rank Up Survival Dungeon? Are you guys gonna return it back or no? I don't think they'll bring it back, because I mean, they've actually they've taken out dungeons in the past. So if they just took this out just like that without giving us any warning or update on it, then yeah, I don't think it'll come back. But who knows, maybe they'll actually change their mind and they might actually release maybe a better version, who knows. But anyways, guys, so without further ado, let's get into the item shop, or the monster shop. Here we have obviously the monsters. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know which ones are actually worth it. All the monsters that you see here for the abyssal era, I will tell you guys one thing. I will give you guys this just give you guys one tip, okay? For all the abyssal monsters that you see here, before I get into them, what I would recommend you guys doing, instead of spending the 345 gems, save those gems, wait until that specific monster gets released in the treasure cave, because you have a better chance of obtaining that monster, especially at a high rank. I'm talking rank 3. So those monsters would be Skycold, Assassin have also been released in the past, Malzerg, Ion V2 have been released, this one have been released as well, Queen Talassa. So basically all the monsters you see, or most of them, have been released, especially the good ones. So what I would recommend doing, guys, is save your gems and wait for that to be refreshed and look forward to that. Obviously there's Alpine and Abyssal monsters. It's a mix of both, so it might take you a while for you to actually get those monsters, get your hands on them. But if you are not patient enough, then I guess I'll let you guys know which one to get. So Skycold is something that you want to invest in. The monster is good. Malzerk is also kind of good. You can actually use it either in Team Wars or, for example, the Colosseum. But anyways, Azagin not so much. Ion V2 is actually pretty good, especially in Colosseum. Then these other monsters I'm not really a huge fan of. Actually, Queen Talassa is actually useful in Colosseum as well. So most of these monsters that you see here and you see them in Colosseum that top players are using, you could probably pick it up just for that if you play that regularly or actively. But most of these monsters will either help you out in Team Wars or Colosseum, like I said. PvP not so much. Look into what players are using the most nowadays. But anyways, Turginia, we have Raito Sama, not so much. Turginia, I would skip that too, honestly. Carl, I would skip. I would skip all these guys right here. Every single one of them, keep skipping. I don't see a single one that could actually help you out here and there. Again, maybe in Colosseum it can help you, but that's about it. But I don't see anyone else. So now we're getting into oh, we're still in Abyssal. Okay, I thought we actually moved on, but nope, it's still Abyssal. Now, Ghouls is pretty decent, I would say, but there's better options out there, obviously. Then we have Praka as well. Praka is actually a pretty good supporter, pretty decent one. She's actually good in the Colosseum only, so if you want to pick it up for that, you can. But moving on, Darman Santa is good, but there's better versions. Obviously, there's a better version, which is the original Darman, the yellow one. I'd rather pick that up, honestly. But anyways, moving on, who else do we have here? Melinod would be good for Colosseum as well. And that's about it. Voltic Redeem is actually pretty good for Team Wars and PvP if you want to go ahead and pick that up. Kanan is also good. You can even use it for PvP if you want. That's up to you. Great Chitulu, he was good for a very long time. He still is pretty decent, but obviously there's better, like there's better monsters nowadays that actually took over, and players just stopped using this monster, unfortunately, especially PvP. This monster was used so much. I'm not sure if anybody's still using it in the top PvP or top Team Wars, but if they are, you know, good for them. But it's up to you. This one's a 50-50, honestly. And you know what's crazy? Finally, this monster actually gets released at my shop. Back then, this monster would either release and I would see it for a second, and then when I back out and go back in, it just disappears, or they just never give them a monster to me. And now that he's like almost useless, you know, it's there and it's 322 gems. And heck no, I'm not spending the 322 gems. Kakarot, on the other hand, is actually not bad. He's good for bounty hunts. Grinding, on the other hand, you know, if you want to pick it up, nature attacker with Pierce. Then we have Darman. Like I said, the original Darman is way better than the Darman Santa, so obviously pick this one up. Moving on, these other monsters, not so much. I'm not really a huge fan. Device 22, maybe for Team Wars, for your defense would be good. But that's about it. But moving on, Hoi Boy is okay, but there's better supporter or better tanks. There's Parabot as well, but there's actually another tank that I'm gonna get into that looks like Parabot. The Teddy monster, you know, the turkey one. You guys know the turkey monster, right? The tank one. Yeah, that one's actually good. Moving on. Yeah, here it is. Grateful Ted. That's his name, not Teddy. Where did I get Teddy from? I guess I just thought that was Teddy, but Grateful Ted is the one, guys. He's actually not bad. I would pick him up if I were you. If you want Ambiosonic for your defense, for, you know, PvP, or not PvP, sorry, Team Wars, you know, you can actually use that, whatchamacallit, his status caster to your advantage. But moving on, we have Dragbite, not so much. All these monsters aren't really that good anymore. Again, some can be used for Colosseums. I'm not sure if Metaragon is good in Colosseum, but if it is, pick it up if you're like a competitive player in there. But moving on, Gravitron is also, it's basically like Ambiosonic with the status caster. So if you want to pick it up for the status caster, that's up to you. But then again, stat wise, it's not so up to date with the current meta, so it's up to you if you want to do that. Serpentix, when it comes down to Serpentix, 276 gems is quite a lot. I feel like if it was like 150 gems, I'd pick it up. Another thing is with Serpentix, guys, or most of these blossom monsters that you see, or some, I should say, not most, but they'll get released in the treasure cave. I hope you guys know that, right? So you have a better chance to get a high ranked version or for less gems. Might as well do that. With Serpentix, 276 gems I feel like is a lot. King Adam, 76 gems. I don't know about that, honestly. Naya's not bad if you want to pick up Naya. Shadow is also good. Four laps you can pick up if you want. That's up to you. Nerida is actually not bad. Fireful is also a really good supporter. Triple damage booster, extra turn. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really spend 276 on Duke if I were you. Most of these other monsters, it's up to you, honestly. These are all optional, not really a must-have. Let me just say that. But if you want to pick them up, you can. But that's pretty much it. Oh, wait, whoa. Okay, doomed era. Yeah, that's pretty much it with the Blossom. But with the Doomed, you do want to pick up, guys. 253 gems is worth it. Or what you can do is actually save your 150 gems for when the monster comes out in the treasure cave, and you can get a high ranked version. That's up to you. If you're patient enough, do it. If not, then don't do it. Elvira Demon Slayer is not bad for the AoE evasion. I wouldn't pick up Cupid. Don't pick it up. Galvanus is not bad if you want to pick it up. That's up to you. But moving on, I don't see anyone else that can be useful, really. Maybe Monk Flamog with his status caster, you know what I mean? Not status caster, he's actually has it as a trait, the Black Resurrection. That can be helpful against Ural. But moving on, I don't see any other monster that could really be that useful, to be honest. Yep, maybe some of them could be good for team wars, like specific books or restrictions, but that's up to you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The other ones, I wouldn't really spend gems on them, guys. So that really just sums it all up for the monster week. I wanted to make this video to help you guys out on that, and also I wanted to let you guys know about obviously the new dungeon update. Obviously, what do you guys think of the Wrinkle Survival dungeon? Do you guys like the update or no? Also, one other thing I want to mention, the terms of service update. I don't know what they're changing with this. You can probably check it out. This could either be bad or good. I don't know, but we'll have to see. But anyways, guys, that pretty much sums it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. It's gonna be pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace out.